just going to be so many heroes whacking it.
Feels good. Feels very good indeed. Yeah, very, very big fan of this this Drow final pickup from the side of Na'Vi. And it is going to be AU on the Winter Wyvern. It is a bit of a signature for him, so therefore it will be the Force Undying. This is something we've seen before. It does give them a hell of a lot of kind of area control, I think is the best way for it, because when this Undying pops the Tombstone and the ultimate and just kind of runs at you, it's very hard to actually take him down. But Drow might be the hero which has the damage to do that. So a little bit worried about this Undying, whether he will be able to stay on the front lines like you're kind of hoping him to.
Yeah, my concern is whether they can just keep them in that team fight, right? If they manage to get a 2-man curse and then they can follow it up with like, oh, here comes Tombstone, here comes Rolling Thunder, here comes Ice Path. That's great, but they didn't really fix that issue at the end of their draft, which is they don't have a good way to reliably start a fight. So you got to be super careful with these big cooldowns, right? Like a meta, like a Flesh Golem and a Tombstone, that you're only pressing them when Na'Vi are actually going to fight you, because they're going to make you bleed if you press those big cooldowns and then they manage to just kite away with no casualties.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, well, we're into the game, so let's go for it. Game number 1 in this best of 2 series is now EU versus SEA, and it is getting noisy. It's going to be Na'Vi versus Polaris. Polaris looking to prove themselves here. These guys are capable of some crazy, crazy plays, and, you know, Natsumi, I would say, kind of the cornerstone of Polaris. You know, we always expect big things from him when he's playing these big, hard carry heroes like the Terrorblade. So eyes on him for me.
For sure. The Terrorblade game is going to be really important. He's got a bunch of itemization things that he kind of needs to solve, and the Na'Vi lineup is just so fast that this whole like, oh, I'm going to go hit creeps for 18 minutes and then come out and be a monster with my Scotty. I don't know if that's going to fly. So Natsumi is going to have to kind of pick his spots, turn up to the right fights. And you do have to itemize a little differently on the Terrorblade against the Drow. You know, have to consider picking up an AC at some point, stuff like that. Just can't rely only on your base armor.
A little bit surprised Xavier's being very patient and holding the point in dual breath despite having an Ember Spirit in his face, but clearly wants to go for the double here, and still doesn't use it. Doesn't want to use 140 mana to get some early damage off here. I guess that makes sense.
Na'Vi get 3 with solo sneaky run up magic missile, get the stun onto Lelouch and grab one more.
Very nicely done. Na'Vi off to an alright start. Always nice to have a little bit of extra pocket change to start off the game.
It can matter in some of these pretty spammy lanes. Like you're up against a Jakiro, you're up against the Undying Winter Wyvern. So just getting those extra tangos, getting your wand a little faster, it does matter.
I also feel like there's quite, I mean, I'm expecting to see maybe not an early Ice Path point, but definitely, you know, not maxing out both the dual breath and the liquid fire before you take Ice Path. I think Ice Path is very important for their mid game. If you ever want to catch out this Ember Spirit, you're going to need to do it with an Ice Path from Fog or from a hook shot. Sorry, that's the wrong team. Or with a Winter's Curse, which is a little bit harder to get off.
Well, big camp spawn, you can aggro it. Yeah! Oh, stop the pull. Hey, got it. Right. Sorry, I'm being a support player here.
yeah, watching the hype creep aggro action.
Yeah. Shutting down the aggro tricks from Sweden's Strength here. Nicely done. He's got to be a little careful here, bud.
He's surrounded by heroes, one of which has a battery assault, so yeah, kind of needs to leave and won't be able to do so. I mean, Jakiro, he's a tanky hero early on, but is he tanky enough? I think the answer is no. It'll be First Blood going to Sweden strong despite the battery assault landing like 4 times onto the range creep instead.
Well, it was a nice try, at least, but yeah, kind of lost track of his positioning there a little bit, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's that whole thing where you're kind of so focused on what the creeps are doing and where the equilibrium is that you suddenly realize, wait a minute, I'm cut off from my tower with Clockwork in between us. That is unfortunate, but let's take a look over towards the middle lane and see how things are doing here.
Pretty explosive lane. I think this has gradually drifted towards being more and more Ember favored, especially with some of the Flame Guard changes and stuff like that. There's just no way for Pango to really deal with it, and you're constantly getting chipped. So That's tricky there. I mean, you would imagine that it's a good matchup because Navi specifically picked it into the Pango. So they know what they're doing. We saw how good they were on the Pango in the last series.
Yeah, they definitely, and when someone's really good in a hero, then they know what's good against the hero.
Yep. Yeah, you know what annoys you in your pubs when blind last picks you or whatever.
Definitely. So, down towards the bottom lane, we got V2, this time on the Drow Ranger. Very flexible core, but I kind of feel like carry players have...
Xavius might be dead again at top.
Oh dear, yeah, looks like it. Lays has got the Soul Assumption should he want it, but doesn't need to use it, as Sweden Strong is going to be able to bring him down regardless.
I kind of wish he'd taken it because the Visage actually only has 4 CS. I don't quite know what's happened up here, but yeah, not ideal. Force is dead at bottom, looks like.
Kills.
Yeah, it's brought down.
Certainly is. Yep, Solo able to just kind of run him down with a little bit of help from V-Tune. It's a lot of damage coming out from these two as well. When they get that anti-armor off in combination with the multi-shot, health is trickle away pretty damn fast.
And very little that the Winter Wyvern can do as a hero in this kind of situation, right? You don't have a stun to peel or anything, so... It is what it is.
Bit of counter-aggression on top as they move on to Sweden Strong, but again, this Clockwork is so damn tanky, it's very difficult to bring him down. So, just some trading happening for now. Spells being thrown at each other. Oh, over by the rune, we have a bit of action happening as Sweden Strong comes down to try and help out. Lelouch, though, pretty damn tanky with the 40% of damage reduction from the shield crash, so won't be able to really get too much done here. But Xavius, whilst the Clockwork is away, Polaris are able to get themselves a kill onto the Visage. Very nice.
So the lane was just in a position that he couldn't approach at all. He could have maybe gone back to base and healed, but the tricky spot to be in. I do not think you're happy as Polaris with the way that your Undying's lane is going. Like, he's getting farm, but in the name, right? Dying is not what you're supposed to be doing.
True. And wow, look at the damage coming out as Xavius falls up in top. Jesus. There's so much kill trading going on at the moment. 4 kills though for Navi at the moment, and only getting the 1 elimination onto Lays for the side of Polaris at the moment.
Yeah, I think Lays is very unhappy that these kills keep going to the Clockwork. I'm not sure how it keeps playing out this way. And while they keep killing these heroes in the side lanes, it's like sending bottle refills to mid at the same time.
Yeah. Constant refills on no one. He's going to do his old walk home.
Natsumi's trapped in the cogs at top.
Could be in some trouble. Definitely is here as he's going to get run down by Sweden Strong and Lays. My god. Navi in this laning phase are just getting kill after kill. Kill per minute at the moment.
Yeah, and this is even without the Ember getting involved, right? And we talked about how scary this Ember is this game. He can really just walk wherever he wants and set up kills. Would not be at all shocked to see, relatively early point in the Searing Chains. It's going to be tricky for Polaris.
Solo looking in towards mid, but really just helping secure this power room at the 6-minute mark. Both of the supports actually doing that, and they actually want to turn this into a play here as a stun comes down to Lelouch. He's not able to get himself away. The mid laner goes down, 6 minutes hits as the 6th kill comes out for Navi, keeping up the tempo.
And V-Tune just TPs away at bottom. They pop the slow, they pop the tombstone, and there's no interrupt. So
why?
That's pretty unfortunate. At least they can get some damage on the tower. They've got their siege creep. They've got a double wave. Solo will do his best to defend this, but it's going to be quite a bit of damage.
All right. Where do you think Polaris needs to make plays then? Because they are slowly kind of... It's not a huge issue at the moment, I guess. Like there's not a massive amount of gold going the way of
Sweden Strong getting gone on top. Nice ice path.
Yeah,
couple auto attacks.
Natsumi
brings him down. Yeah, action bottom
well,
at the same
also.
time. They're not
Observer.
making it easy for our observer this game.
Poor guy. Force, I mean, he's so tanky. He's got 20 extra strength from these decays at the moment. A's even coming in to offer the cold embrace. There's no one here as well. I'm not sure Force is quite strong enough. Look at this, he's running at V-Tune. Jesus Christ. It's still going to die. 7 minutes, 7th kill. Nice.
Starts looking for Xavius again. It's a nice path.
Nice little ice path there to get him away from Mr. Sweden Strong. He's not. He is giving up. He is giving up.
Oh. High octane game. So you were asking what Polaris want to do. They really want to take this bottom tier 1 tower, and then I think ideally park their Undying towards the top side so that Terrorblade can just head into the jungle. Because I don't think TB actually really wants to be sitting in this lane against the Visage. He really wants to just be heading into the jungle with his 3 points in Conjure Image. But they can't really do that unless they've got another hero to hold. They might be able to hand it over to just the Jakiro for a little bit, now that he's got 2 points in the Dual Breath, but it would be much better to have the option of bringing your offlaner.
Whoa, look at Sweden Strong just walking into Natsumi and Xavius here. This might be biting off more than he could chew. Didn't expect to have 2 heroes inside those cogs with him, so getting a bit cozy in there and does get brought down. But no one, he's going to take the creeps. Not going to get the kill onto Natsumi, but Natsumi running out of places to go on the map at the moment. As you say, taking this bottom tier 1 tower would really open up the map for him, but that's just not happening at the moment.
No, the fact that Solo is kind of able to just be down here defending by himself, and they've got the Drow Ranger just farming mid. Like we said, Ember is just so free to kind of do whatever he wants.
Solo doesn't get to go away with this, but they've got no stuns. But they do have a stun coming out of the damage coming out from Lelouch with the rotation. They bring down Solo.
Death is a stun, as it turns out. Well, Xavius, you wanted to hold this tower, but you're just dead. Is Sweden Strong going to get this one as well? No, okay, no one gets it this time.
No one is not as gracious as lasers with giving away kills.
Ember is just everywhere. He kills top, and now just TP's straight in, no concern whatsoever at bottom. Again, there is nothing to kill this guy. So
yeah, I mean, Wyvern and Undying, like, yeah, they've got a lot of sustain between them. They'll probably win eventually down in this bottom lane, but when it comes to actually securing kills, it's very, very difficult.
Sleight of Fist is just destroying them. Like, at least they can put some damage on him. They know that he doesn't have a TP, so he can't just TP out and reset and come back in with a Remnant, but... You're dead? Second Sleight?
Oh, yes, he is! No one finds it, gets the angle of it right. Ice Path doesn't connect, and no one's able to get the kill.
Ouch.
Goodness gracious, this pace from Na'Vi that they're setting at the moment is very, very quick.
Yeah, the scariest thing is just that there's so much farming going on the map while the Ember is being an absolute terror. It kind of feels like no one is 1v5ing and all the Drow and Visage are doing is farming. They're not that, they're not even ahead just yet, but give it a couple minutes of the map being in this state with bottom tier 1 tower not being taken and top tier 1 tower being down. We're talking a couple hundred net worth every minute of advantage. And Natsumi going to try and punch through this by just using the meta at mid instead.
Yeah, we saw this one last series with Nouns versus Na'Vi. Did work out for them. Let's see if Polaris can create the same success. This is just the TB move you expect to see at the moment. But I don't know. Maybe they try and take advantage of it on the side of Na'Vi, but with Loach moving on with the Rolling Thunder just to defend his TP and allow him to get the kill onto the tower. And now Hookshot actually across from Sweden Strong here. I mean, that feels very aggressive, but the chains onto the two of them. They're going to be able to close down the gap. Now comes these beautiful Familiar smashing on in here, bouncing back the Terrorblade. Natsumi, he doesn't even have a point in the Thunder, so won't have a counterplay here. He is going to get killed off for his troubles at mid. Takes the tower down with him, but a death nonetheless.
Yeah, painful that they... Just that one slight chains consigns him to death, but at least they got the tower. A bit unfortunate that the TB is the one making space for himself. It's not really what they want, but somebody's got to do something on the map. And they get bottom as well with this distraction. Force able to take it out, so I'd say pretty good sequence for Polaris, all things considered.
Yeah, this building advantage actually swings the net worth back in their favor. So pretty impressive, honestly, as no one trying to run around here, poking away. Once again, the two-man chain's coming up, but he can't really fight here by himself. All right, nice stabilization from Polaris, yeah.
Yep, exploiting the fact that the Ember can't be in two places at once, right? He wanted to try and protect it mid from the Rolling Thunder, but yeah, Polaris getting stuff out of that. Force is just going for a Lotus Rush here.
The rune of illusion.
No one actually dead. Lelouch is using the Rolling Thunder.
He doesn't have a Remnant just yet. He needs a little bit more mana. He's 85 and he needs 100, so he's just going to get pulled down. Oh no. No one. It's like the flying start of the game. Yeah. Pulled out by the defusal. Huge timing there from Lelouch, making great usage of it. 2k gold advantage.
Yeah, that hurts. They've got the top 3 net worth cores. Moment. Na'Vi, I suppose the play is get their Wraith packed up, and then maybe they can group up a little bit. Yeah, other than that, just have to let Polaris kind of do whatever they want for the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, TB going to farm pretty damn quickly. Probably faster than the Drow, I'd say. Those illusions definitely speeding him up, and he has a bit more of the map to make use out of as well. Na'Vi a little bit more pressed in at the moment.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird in that the Drow doesn't necessarily need to have even or more net worth than the TB to kill him. She just needs to, get the opportunity to stand there and hit him. Which is not going to be super easy this game. Like, they don't have the ridiculous black hole and rolling thunder lockdown that we saw from them in their game against the Costabile TB.
Yeah, that was a little bit different. I mean, you can definitely see how Na'Vi can get back into the game, though. They've still got that ridiculous trio of auras, which, if you misjudge it for 1 second, you can get pushed super hard for it. So you got to keep an eye on that. But at the same time, they have a lot of answers as well. The Wyvern, very good at countering those aura-focused lineups. Same with the Terrorblade, with the reflections. So as much as it works for them, it also works against them.
Yeah, certainly. For Na'Vi, it's just going to be a question of can they, mostly with the Clockwork and the Ember, find a key pickoff to sort of break the defensive formation from Polaris? Because I think what you're looking at on the map right now is kind of how they want to be playing for the next little bit. Like, one of the supports, either the Jakiro or the Wyvern. The Wyvern's probably a little bit better at it, constantly spamming out top. TB's farming the Dire Jungle and the Triangle. And then whoever's in the area, it's more than likely going to be Lelouch is just spamming out mid and taking some of the Dire farm. So up to Na'Vi to see, up to the Clockwork and the Ember to see if they can kind of break that.
Yeah, it's a big ask for them as well. And actually, have you noticed that Sweden Strong's going for an Ags straight away?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so this Ags was changed. It's no longer refresh, but instead supercharge. Meaning that your hookshot becomes a big, much wider stun radius. Also stuns them for a lot longer, and then battery assault hits on all targets inside the cogs.
Battery assault hits on all targets all the time. Cogs gives you attack speed, and rocket flare fires 2 additional flares for the duration, and then you still stun yourself at the end. This game,
of course,
This game, I mostly imagine that it's for. Well, there's a couple cool things, right? Like the battery assault's going to clear illusions from the TB, make his life difficult. I guess in theory he can use the attack speed to take down the tombstone super fast.
I'm not sure if I think the biggest thing though is the increased stun duration on the hook shot into Pangolier, though, right?
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, I think that's also pretty good. There's a bunch of reasons. We'll see if it ends up hurting him that he doesn't have a Force Staff, because AU and Xavius are both rushing Force Staff here. So staying on top of his targets might be a little bit more difficult, but he could just be planning on going for the Shard or something once he's picked this up. It's a little greedy, but like we've been saying, it has the potential to be really, really good.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully we get these PC issues sorted quickly, but it is always the case with the first day of LAN, bound to have a couple of these teething issues as we get these things sorted out.
Yeah. It's always kind of the case. Be smooth sailing after a couple games.
I'm sure it will. So, TB, this game, we saw him struggle last game as he wasn't really able to get the fights he wanted. You know, the engagements he did turn up to were pretty bad, but then again, just about every engagement from Nouns was pretty bad towards the later part of that last game. Natsumi, you know, is it going to be a case of just choosing the fights you turn up to, or is it going to be a case of turning up to every fight they try and make? Do you think Polaris are either going to be playing for the kind of ganking focused lineup, or is it just 5-man fights for them?
I think it's pretty much just 5-man fights. Like, if you're willing to go and commit the Tombstone and the Rolling Thunder and everything else, in my mind, the TB should be there, because he's actually the main source of damage. So just kind of stay as spread out as you can and farm, and then in between, and, you know, whenever you've got the meta, try and take those fights. But he's farming at a pretty decent clip so far here. So we'll just have to see if he can keep that up and make sure that his like approach into the team fights is sort of at the right angle, because until we get past a certain point, he can still definitely die, right? Get swapped, you just get hit by a random magic missile, and there's just an insane amount of burst damage out from Navi. Oh, everybody kind of forgot what was going on, and Xavius is now dead.
Yeah.
That's the pause for you sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes just get a little bit lost in the sauce, maybe talking strategy, and then you come back into the game and you forget about your own personal situation. Is what it is. But yeah, I mean, it's almost a luxurious situation for Natsumi to be in, where he's got like a very clear idea on what fights he wants to join and when he wants to sit back. So that aspect of it makes it really nice to play as TB in this game.
He doesn't have the Arctic Burn anymore. Student Strong could go for him. He doesn't want it for the TPs.
Yeah, under the tier 2 feels a bit
maybe a little
bit ambitious.
Yeah, maybe you get an Undying TPing on top of your face, you know.
I like your ambition, though, basically. You want blood. We'll be paused.
Let's go.
I'm
a Clockwork player. Yeah, you got to just go in.
Yeah. Yeah, not the ideal hook shot, and the Rolling Thunder probably just going to be blocked by the Cogs here, I would imagine. Oh, able to actually get over it here. Lelouch now unleashes the damage onto Sweden Strong, and that's going to give him a kill.
All right, nice. So the one thing that is a little bit
from Lays out as well very quickly.
Yeah. The one thing that is a little bit scary for Navi this game is that if you lose just like one hero, there is this play. Oh, they can't make it here because Natsumi's already used the meta to farm. But you got to remember, when you're playing with the Undying and the Pango, they can Rosh themselves very quickly. Like, I think you're looking at this as, oh, Navi are the Roshan lineup, right? It's the push team. They've got all this minus armor. But Polaris can also absolutely take like a 15-second Rosh kind of thing. So you do have to watch out.
Undying surprisingly good at helping with that as well. So he might be the one in some trouble now. Lotus Orb's upon him, but with that gust, he's unable to get the strength charges up, and therefore will be brought down. B-Tune, once again, just making these cool little rotations in and finding himself the occasional pickup kill. That's going to boost his farm so much.
Yeah, really, that's really good. He's managing to keep ahead of the TB at the moment.
And the way that V-Tune's moved from playing like Faceless Void, who's a very, chrono-focused hero, only really has one big timing to work around, versus this Drow, who you make the most out of her by playing quite regularly. It's pretty impressive as we see Sweden Strong getting jumped. He has got the hook shot away to the creep wave, though. A pretty long hook shot, and Polaris are unable to keep on chasing.
This is the lockdown problem, right? It's hard to catch these heroes in the side lanes. They sort of have to let no one do this at bottom, right? He can kind of push it all the way up.
He's not happy about it. He's come and tries to force him out by just dumping some spells on him, but yeah, no one doesn't really care. Just a bit of a kerfuffle.
Yeah, I'm not sure I love the way that Polaris are just kind of running from lane to lane as this ball of 4. We'll see. Maybe they can make it happen, but if they don't find anything down here, this is just a kind of a massive waste of time. And if Navi catch on, which they might because they see this mysterious courier delivering on this ward, I think you can force at top. The really bold play is to try and go for the Roche, but unless you hit a scan or something, I don't know if you're gonna do that.
Yeah, still have 3 TPs available on Polaris. The TB and the Undyings are about to come off cooldown as well, so traveling across the map, not too difficult for them since they did smoke over. And they're still looking Polaris. They have this Winter's Curse. Give them the lockdown they need to set up for pretty much all their spells, and they're going to do exactly that. Vengeful Spirit's going to be the target. Heavy initiation onto Solo in the middle lane, and they will get the kill, but question has to be asked, is it really worth it? Because now they're going to have to back themselves up. The Tombstone's going to get taken by Lays and his little birds of justice.
Are they going to get clean? They might get punished on the way out here. Xavier's sticking around.
Yeah, this is a kill for no one, I believe. Hookshot's going to come through as well, just to help out and make it nice and clean. And there will be retribution for Na'Vi.
Ugh. It's a 4-man smoke and a whole bunch of spells, and you just get the pause 5. Can't feel good for Polaris, unfortunately.
And Lelouch now discovering that a lot of their jungle is, well, at least this safe camp here has been blocked. So that's never fun. Na'Vi, they're toying with the idea of Roshan. In fact, they're doing more than toying with the idea of Rosh. They are committing to this Roshan pit.
I mean, no tomb, no flesh golem. Take it pretty fast.
It's impossible to really fight this. Polaris just massively overcommitting onto Solo here, but Na'Vi, they're respectful.
Okay. Yeah, they don't have mana on their Visage, so I mean, not that that's slowing down the Roche by that much, but
yeah, if the fight breaks out, you need to have those soul assumptions available for sure, and the Wraith Pact most importantly.
Yeah, he didn't even have enough for the Wraith Pact initially, so all right, time to ship out some clarities. Oh, 1 clarity, big spender, and back to farming for a little bit for Na'Vi. Get the pike up on the Drow. Lays, I don't know what he's going for next. He has just picked up a drum. And they're looking at no one at bottom, but
he's got a remnant out. He's going to be able to jump himself away, though. Forces nearby, but unfortunately, Undying not exactly a huge threat as they once again go, oh, the Winter's Curse into the hook shot. Is it going to be enough? Oh, Xavier, he doesn't want to commit to it. Sweden strong. So close to death. A really cute play. Luckily, the birds weren't in range from Lays. So.
Yeah, this was pretty fortunate.
Again, Curse, you know, this time completely wasted.
Yeah, I don't know how you fix this, really. Lelouch is just going for a BKB because he's worried about I think the Drow Silence and some of the other lockdowns. So he's not going to have a blink for a while. And it feels like he's kind of the only person that could really significantly change their initiation prospects. I wouldn't mind seeing a blink on the TB this game either at a certain point, but I've already said that, you know, maybe he needs to think about an AC, so there's a lot of items that he would like, and he continues to be out-farmed for now by Vtune.
Yeah, Vtune again, just with those kind of amplifying kills he's been getting, and even finding a DD.
Oh god,
here,
this damage! The proc's 2 in a row!
Oh my god!
It was a double damage as well, picked up for the last 2, but oh my god.
Jesus, double proc and no miss. Vtune,
yeah.
What have you been doing lately? He's been like
he's sidestepped the
eating
ice pack.
4-leaf clovers and
yeah.
What are the lucky things you can do?
Guy on the TF2 server getting all the random crits in a row. Dang. Oh my god. Look at this tier 1 tower go. Farewell.
And a DD rune phone, so I cannot get over that. That was just, the stars are lining. I mean, it was a very small kill, but...
Sure. Wow.
Wow.
Bottom lane continues to be a huge problem. They just can't get this pushed all the way to the tower. No one can always be down here shoving it out. And Polaris are looking once again for one of these smokes. Is it once again just going to be Sweden Strong tanking the gank? Or can they sneak around him this time?
Yeah, they want to kind of get around and find someone else, and they will be able to do that. They see Lays here. Commitment comes out onto the Visage. Lays, unfortunately, does not have the shard or anything to help him out, so will be dying. And now they can look across to their old friend, Sweden Strong. Where are you going to hook shot to this time, my friend? It's actually not going to go anywhere. Yeah, there we go.
Yep, see you later.
Bye-bye. Are they done? Lelouch still wants to kind of threaten, but with the Drow behind him, as well as Solo, there's a lot of outplaying potential which Na'Vi can throw in, and Polaris are going to understand that.
They're just kind of getting run around the map. It's not manifesting too much in like net worth and experience, but
yeah,
it feels really awkward. And they're about to run into Natsumi down here.
This is a big kill. This is a really big kill. Yeah, Natsumi needs his team to get here ASAP, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. Nice man to dodge into the Sunder. Is it going to be enough to save the day, though? I don't think so. He is gone, but the Winter's Curse comes out onto the Clockwork. locking down Sweden Strong. Follow it up with the Macro Pie. A beautiful little combo from the support duo here, but Vici still alive and dishing out a ton of damage on the sidelines. Is it going to matter as no one comes swooping in as well? And Luch, silenced up, cannot get off the swashbuckle, does die as well. AU's going to throw in the Cold Embrace onto Force here, but Force is going to need more help than that as Vici just keeping his distance and blowing up the Undying. You need to do something about this Drow Ranger because this is ridiculous.
Dang. Oh,
she's not done. She's not done. Full staff is there. Multi-shot does connect. Not quite going to be enough damage to bring down the Wyvern. Oof.
Well, it was almost the fight that Polaris have been looking for, right? They get the multi-man curse, they get the Ice Path follow-up, the Tombstone's down, but your Terrorblade's dead, unfortunately. Navi finding a very nice smoke, and that is really going to catapult their lead.
There you go, get the nice little replay. It was close. It just needs to be a little bit quicker from Polaris. Again, really nice little Sunder play, but the fact that the Drow is still able to survive and then keep on fighting after getting Sundered down to like 30% HP is very, very worrying, but they just kind of commit really hard on the combo, which only brings down supports.
Yeah, and Lelouch almost saved it by coming in and cleaning up the Drow Ranger, but just couldn't get anything off. He came in, he got silenced, they used the Lotus to dispel it, and then immediately after that, he just got locked down by no one and couldn't use his spells. He does have a BKB now, so not going to be so easy to stop him next time, but Navi getting into a pretty strong position. And I think we've even got the Ags on the Clockwork is out now, so keep an eye out for that on Sweden Strong. He just pops it immediately. Here we go, Rocket Flare time, baby.
Woo! Yeah, take that, Jakiro. It's just so silly.
Xavius he's stressed. He doesn't want to walk to mid.
Plan?
No one, again, just refusing to let them push this bottom lane at all.
Well, get flared, I guess. I'm still kind of flummoxed by this play from Sweden Strong. Just the moment he gets the Ags, he's just like, all right, it's flared.
He's
time,
celebrating.
Yeah, he's loving
time
it.
for some fireworks. Yeah. Okay.
Polaris are kind of just confused, I guess. I mean, we're scouted, I suppose. It gives them a pretty good idea of where everyone's out on the map. Again, nice flare, going to catch out.
Yeah, I think he's just getting in the support's heads a little bit, to be honest.
Kind of like Minesweeper. Or Battleships, that's more like it.
Get a Shadow Blade for the Drow.
He's doing it again. He just pops the Axe immediately. Blasting out flares left, right, and center. I mean, it's an insane amount of vision. They can't really come to this area in the map, and Navi are just this is some next level shit.
They're moving. And they just keep getting flared. It's like, how are you supposed to smoke or approach? Or they have initiation problems as it is. If the enemy team just has vision of you 24/7, what can you do? Okay, so they smoke up. I think they've got Scotty on the TB is the timing that they're playing for here.
No one is going to get caught out by the Ice Path here, but the swap comes out from the Vengeful Spirit to keep him alive, and he's going to be able to get the little remnant away. Drow very positioned on the high ground here, as Polaris unsure on who they actually want to commit to. They've already taken down the Venge. Another target would be great, but Force on the front line is going to have to get... Oh, V-Tune caught inside the Macropire, but able to just force herself way up to the high ground. Again, the Force is coming in huge, and now the rain of flares will begin to come down on Polaris.
The fact that the Drow can position like this with nobody nearby and staring at 4 enemy heroes, but there's no way to punish her, is absolutely ridiculous. But that's just the draft that Polaris have, unfortunately.
Yeah, the catch is Pangolier, and, well, he's not there.
Yep. And now meta's running down.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge time for Na'Vi to engage upon this. It's now gone, and Na'Vi will have this timed, so they know that it is their time to be in control. And V-Tune, he just walked into the pit. He doesn't want to play with the heroes. He wants to get himself an Aegis. Polaris, what can you do? That is the question. Not much, as Sweden Strong continues to just rain flares all over them. Jesus, this is so obnoxious.
It's a real pain. So it's cooldown, it's lower cooldown, and you get the triple. So it's just an insane amount of vision. Really going to enable no one to just do whatever he wants in his fights, right? He revealed the supports in the back line, and Winter Wyvern and Jakiro are just food for him. That's why you see them banning out the Slark as well, right? They realize like, oh no, we don't have stuns, we don't have ways to protect our supports.
That's it. Backlines are very, very open. Oh, it's time again. Goodness me, look at the time. It's flare o'clock.
Owen just continuing to can do whatever he wants all by himself. Is Xavius dead to him here? No, it's like maybe not. Just reminding him of whose lane this is.
He's done sometimes, you know. Just need to remind everyone who the alpha is.
Sports in their place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't let them getting out of hand.
Getting a big head. You know, they kill you once in the laning stage. Think they're tops. Anyway. Navi smoked again.
Yep. 2 seconds, it's going to be flare time. I'm very excited as Xavius unfortunately gets caught out, and a couple of hits from the Drow will absolutely melt this poor Jakiro.
To me, that felt like Navi's all chasing, and then it's no one coming along and just sticking his leg out and tripping the Jakiro. Here you go, guys, get him. The angry mob.
Well, guess what time it is? And look at this, they just have full vision over the area now. Natsumi and AU can't really do much here. As he just
Under me,
watch
brother,
AU
please.
Oh
my god, and the vision on the high ground, Natsumi gets swapped out.
What can you do about this? What can you do about this? I mean, a little bit kind of walking on the line there from the TV. You know they've got a vengeful spirit, but still.
Hot dang. Navi are
right,
looking
kids.
good.
Get your pubs going right now, everyone. Well, when the stream's over, at least. Position for clockwork, rush the eggs, spam overclock off cooldown, and just flare the other-loving shit out of this map.
Lasers in deep, but they can still bail them out.
Look at this damage. They're not even coming up the high ground, and they're killing them. Polaris getting so low. Well, Louch, even inside this BKB is just going to be absolutely useless. No one coming in. Looking to try and finish off Force here. They have got the Cold Embrace onto him. It's going to be enough to keep him alive. It looks like it is for now. AU jumps in. Beautiful little curse. That's going to bring down Solo at the very least, but now immediately getting gunned down afterwards. 4 heroes dead on the side of Polaris. Well, TB from earlier as he's about to respawn, but God, it's so hard to move into this Navi lineup.
They're just shredding them. There's just this ball of blades rolling around. You get anywhere close, suddenly there's a million arrows in you, and you're just dead. Oh,
yep,
man. Yeah, the teamfight positioning is pretty impossible. Lelouch does have a blink now, so maybe some hopes of getting a fight going with Force just walking in and then giving the vision for the Pango, but the vision game is looking ridiculous. What do you do? You're just getting rocket flared constantly.
All right, let's leave our bait. Oh wait, there's a million flares coming away. This just feels stubborn from the Terrorblades. Like I refuse to accept that this clockwork is control of the game, but he's just dead. He's just dead. Pangolier as well, gonna get taken down. It feels like there's gonna be some G's in the chat soon.
Yeah, you can't approach this Drow
literally, the Terrorblade was just like, I just want that one camp. That's all I want. Yeah. And there's just flares raining down upon him as he goes, and the team's like, I'm not sure this is a good idea. He's like, I refuse to let clockwork decide my game, but maybe you should have. They're gonna run to save this here as well.
It's not even the overclocked rocket flare. It's just a regular one getting that kill.
Just really making sure he gets PTSD from this game.
Yes. Honestly, Navi, with some of these picks, right? The silencer in the first game, we'll see if there's a second clockwork pick. I feel like there's some real statements being made in the group stage here for the last chance qualifier. And Force he can't get any closer than this. If he gets swapped, he's just dead. This is as close as he can get to defending his top lane.
Yep. 2 lanes now gone. A range rack standing in the middle lane, but that's about it. Smoke up from Polaris. Let's see what they can do. But guess what time it is?
Well, Time to get your smoke broken. Can they keep him locked down here? No one? No, he's
No, they can't. They don't have the follow-up. Xavier's just a little bit too far away, unfortunately. Didn't quite get in the smoke, so was lagging behind the team a small bit. And they see absolutely everything in the area. No one is going to get caught by the ice path here, but is the follow-up really going to be there? He's taking a lot of damage from these illusions as well, as there's double stun bouncing on through. Winter's Curse in the backlands on to the Visage, as a huge swap comes back, actually, and he's able to use that to survive as they kill off Lays. Maybe a potential hit on the Minesweep on Strong finds EU TPing in the backlands regardless. Solo will drop, though. Polaris getting a couple of kills. Natsumi trying to fight up into the TP, though, and no one has his number, and V-Tune finally rises to the fight from the backlands, tears them through. And now, no one is alive on the side of Polaris. They will buy back on the Jakiro. They have a buyback on a TB, but without Metamorphosis, it just feels hopeless.
Yeah, the only bright spot is that there's still a tier 1 at bottom, so Navi can't quite get megas before the respawns happen, but I also don't know if Polaris are going to be allowed to leave their base. Sweden Strong is just setting up shop. We've got balloons, we've got the banner, he's dancing. This man is feeling himself.
Yeah, Sweden Strong's having a little party. No one wants to join him, though.
No, everybody else on Navi is a little bit too business-like, as it turns out. I like seeing a little bit of personality from the players.
Absolutely. Especially some of these, newer players who we don't get to see so much of.
Yep. That last fight, they didn't even really have the drow, right? He turned up at the last minute. Oh no!
Yeah, just kind of sauntered in late.
Yeah, it's like, oh, would you look at the time? One shot, one kill. One shot, one kill. One shot, one kill. And now he's got a double damage, so they might not even have to be low for this kind of one shot, one kill. Keep your eyes peeled. Here we go.
Yep. Well, doesn't pop it yet. Will now do so. I mean, Forcer's got on top of him, but it doesn't even matter at this point. The Undying is going to get absolutely shredded. The Luch also going to be eaten alive by V-Tune.
Run.
Next target. Oh my god. Just tap out. It's so brutal. This is sad. Natsumi, the big carry, the Terrorblade, the GGs have been dropped though. It's going to be over. And it's going to be an ultra kill for V-Tune to end this game on another ridiculous KDA as well. 17-0-9. My god.
Yeah, this is the Navi show, for sure. They're looking great. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely tearing Polaris inside. I mean, that was not close. I mean, well, maybe it was in the kind of early mid game, but at the same time, V-Tune just completely uncontested through the entire thing. No one only caught out the once as well.
No one's been playing amazingly, right?